right here in the front row.
Hey, Kamari, how you doing? Wanted to ask about another guy in the DB room there, Javon Bullard, with the position change this offseason. What have you seen from him, especially facing some of that adversity last year and coming back with the two MVPs at the end of the season? What have you seen from Javon here?
JB, that's a guy that, he comes in to work day in, day out. He's the same guy every day, a hard worker, first guy in, last guy out type of guy. And, he attacks everything, with the same mindset and the same heart. He loves the game of football. So I expect nothing less than for him to, excel in that position.
Left side, third row.
Kamari, it seemed last year that some of the guys almost had the mentality that they were being overlooked despite, winning the national championship the year before. Now that you won back-to-back, is that kind of still the case, or what's kind of the mentality that just the team carries with them?
The mentality for this year is really just better never rest. We're trying to eat off the floor. We're not trying to be complacent this year. We're trying to, uphold our standard and keeping the main thing the main thing.
Right side, third row.
Hey, Kamari, obviously when you're in Georgia, you're competing against the best of the best in practice. When you have a guy like Ladd McConkey on the offensive side of the ball whose motor just seems to continue to just roll, how much does that challenge you, and how great is it knowing that you have a guy like that on your team?
Whenever you have guys like that, it just makes you, it has to make you better as a player, especially whenever you go against them, every day. So, with Ladd and all the other receivers in the room, we have a lot of guys that, very explosive, can make plays all over the field. So it just makes us, as a defense and me as a person in the secondary, much better.
Right here in the front row.
Chris Farblin, KCOU 88.1 FM. So playing at Georgia, you're of course played around a lot of defensive players that have gone on to the NFL, a lot of guys, a lot of first-round picks. I just want to ask, having that experience, seeing those guys in practice and competing with those guys and against those guys in practice, how does it help you develop as a player?
First coming in, you don't expect to see as much talent as you really see, but going over the years, it's just made me such a better player. I can say that I've grown, technically as a football player and as a man. Just going up against these guys, learning from the older guys, and then now trying to teach the younger guys what I've learned.
Left side, fourth row.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. Stetson Bennett moving on. The passing game's going to have a new quarterback this year. What have you seen out of the offense this offseason, and what are you expecting from the Georgia passing attack this fall?
I expect us to still be explosive. The offense is looking great. The quarterbacks, all three of those guys, they're three guys who are very composed, are really good at manning the offense and keeping up the standard.
We'll stay back in the fourth row.
What's it like going up against Brock in practice?
It's great. I love competing at a high level, and I love being able to go up against the best players in the country every day. It makes me better, and I'm sure it makes them better as well. But I really take pride in it, knowing that I'm competing up against some of the best players in the country every single day.
Third row, left side.
What's been the hardest part of having kind of a national championship season, and what do you anticipate, going for a third one that's going to be kind of some of the challenges?
I would say, really one of the challenges would be just keeping our head down and just maintaining, a good work ethic and keeping the right mindset, attacking everything, the right way.
Fourth row.
Along those lines, a third straight national championship would be unprecedented in college football. Has there been a lot of talk around the program about the chance that you guys have to do something that's really never been done in the history of the sport?
No, sir. We don't really focus on that. We just try to focus on, every day we come in, we try to get better at something, whether it's, trying to get stronger, faster, more conditioned. We just try and keep the main thing the main thing. We try and focus on the task at hand, and that's just trying to be the best version of ourselves that we can be.
Front row.
In this offseason, you guys brought in Dominic Lovett in the transfer portal, and Lovett had a big year at Mizzou last year. And between what you saw against him in the game last year and what you've seen in practice, how do you feel he's going to fit in this offense, and what role do you expect to see Lovett play this year?
Dom is going to fit in the offense just fine. He's a great player. He works very hard. You can tell that he really loves the game of football. He enjoys being out there, and I enjoy, competing against him and watching them, competing against some of the other guys, on the field as well.
Front row.
AP Stedham, AP and Kelly, as we see at syndicated radio. What is the K3? And then if you had to describe playing defensive back under Kirby Smart, how would you tell somebody about that experience?
Okay, so the K3 is pretty simple. My name's Kamari and my number's 3, but it also is for my family. So myself, my mom, and my pops, we all of our first names start with the letter K, so it's 3 of us, so it also stands for that as well. And playing under Coach Martin, you know, I mean, honestly, it's a blessing. I take it as an honor. It's not a job really to play under him. You know, he played DB at Georgia, and he takes pride in it because he loves the university. So, I mean, he just brings all that energy and passion to the meeting room, to the field every day. And, you know, myself and other guys, we feed off that.
Left side, front row.
Kamari, what's the weakness for this defense coming into 23?
I would say some of the things that we, you know, should look out for is just, you know, just trying to keep the right mindset. You know, I think that as long as we, you know, keep the right mindset and just continue to stay connected and lean on each other, that we could be as great as we want to be.
On the aisle, fourth row.
Yeah, Stetson isn't the only change that's happened in Georgia this year. You also are now having Monken, obviously, in Baltimore in the NFL. What's it been like now under Mike going up against that offense every single day? Have you seen changes? Is there a lot of similarities? What was your thoughts on it overall?
Overall, the offense is basically, it has a lot of the same similarities. You know, it's the same, you know, explosive run, pass offense, you know, play action, all that. So, I mean, it's not many differences.
Left side, second row.
Hey, Kamari, Jeff Spiegel, ABC 3340 Birmingham. You played in Alabama's backyard. You went over to Georgia, you know, to play with that program. How has what has transpired matched up with your dreams?
I would say this is everything that I hope for and more, honestly. You know, coming into Georgia, you know, I just wanted to, you know, prove myself right and just to show that I could play at a high level in the SEC. And, you know, just coming in and the way that Georgia's impacted me both as a player and as a man, you know, I couldn't really ask for much more.
We have time for a final question. Is there anybody else? What are the specific challenges of handling the success that you guys have had there? There's handling failure, there's handling success. What's the challenge?
I would say, you know, some of the challenges of handling success would be, you know, just trying not to get too high whenever everything's going good, you know, trying not to stay on a high horse, remembering the things that got you there to this point and, you know, going back to that, you know, doing the little things right, not taking anything for granted, not taking a rep or a day for granted, really.
Great. Kamari, thank you very much.
Thank you.